In this video, we'll be looking at working out sides in proportion. And the first trick we learnt in the last video is that if you're given something like AB equals 2BC, you want to rearrange it into fractions as quickly as possible. And so I'm going to take the BC down to the other side. So there'll be a 2 left there. And I'm not just going to leave it as 2. I'll write 2 over 1 so that I can see AB is 2. And I'm not going to write just 2 because it's not necessarily the length of it. So I'll give it a letter is 2 BC, which is 1. So let's just call it 1K. Immediately when I see these type of very familiar triangle with parallel line setups, if you've got one ratio, you want to immediately fill in all other ratios that you can, just as a really good habit and discipline. So if it's 2 is to 1, then this side it would be 2, but with another letter is to 1. And this base side would be 2 is 2, and you're tempted to say 1, but it's actually 3, because this top little triangle has ratios of 2 everywhere. The entire side is 3K, 3P, so the entire bottom must be 3N. So just notice that when I get one ratio, I want to immediately try to find the other minimally 2, or if you want, the third one as well. All of what I've done now is based on the parallel lines of FB parallel to EC. I could similarly do the same thing and say 2 is to 1, and now I'm looking at the whole big triangle as we see it staring at us. So 2 is to 1, which would mean that this whole side would be 2. Again, I'm just going to use a different letter, is to 1. Keep that in the back of your mind as we go through the rest of the question. What I don't know if I'll necessarily do it this video, but what you could do if you've introduced another variable on the same side is you could very easily just say 3P, which is AE's length at the moment, equals 2Q, which is also AE's length, and you could get one of the letters by itself. So that's a very, very powerful and helpful trick if you've ever got two ratios and variables overlapping, is just make them equal to each other to get a letter by itself. But let's dive back into the question. And so what is AF to FE? AF, here it is 2P is to FE. So it's just 2 is to 1, and the reason for that is the sides are in proportion. I would have probably said something like AB over BC equals AF over FE equals 2 is to 1, something like that, just to begin with. Then the second question, if AF is actually 8, okay, so AF as a distance is actually 8, then I need to work out ED. And so let me do it I could do it the ratio way, so I could say ED over this whole line. Let me actually do it both ways so that you can see. So I could do it as a ratio, so ED, the bottom, over this entire top here, which at the moment is 3P, is equal to the other bottom, 1K, over the other top, 2K. And so the K's will cancel, and ED will just be 3P over 2. And then if AF, which is 2P, is 8, then if 2P is 8, then a P is worth 4. And so I can sub 4 into P. So it will be 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. And there you've worked it out. So I've done a combination of using the ratios. I like to put what I want on top, as well as using actual distances, like AF was 8. Because I've got ratios here, it makes it really helpful and easy for me to work out what just a P is worth. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and share with your friends.